much as the fear that we had going on. And the players obviously were paid $10,000 to $30,000 per fix. But what this does is it hits at the core of the identity in the sport, especially in the modern day betting era.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Basically, my co-host on Game Time Decisions, Josh Doan, is featured so much. And I also want to say this basically now confirms we are the premier Josh Doan network in all of sports media. No way no other show mentions Josh Doan as much as this one. Is that a success? Is that a failure? I don't know, but I think it's true.
Game Time Decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Meanwhile, Charlie Baker of the NCAA has planted his flag. He wants to see the end of prediction markets, and of course is a little bit nervous with all of the different stories that we've heard surrounding sports betting allegations of some folks being corrupt out there and maybe some point shaving. It does make some sense here. I just wonder which of the sports betting operators are going to stand with the NCAA.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
But I remember being 16 in high school, being in my school uniform, long pants and a tie, and I deadlifted 200 kgs, so that's 440 pounds. So so that was I actually have a video of it, so it might get leaked somewhere. Someone might be able to find that one.
We might need to get that one to B-roll the show with.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome to another edition of the Craig Carton Show. Tyrone A. Johnson here, as always. Great to have you here. It's 5 degrees this morning, so getting a little warmer on my commute into New York City. Yeah. And I got a bunch of NFL news right out of the gate. Let's start with the lowest hanging fruit the New York Giants have found their new offensive coordinator, former Chicago Bears head coach, and kind of Fugazi offensive coordinator for the Chiefs because Andy Reid calls the plays there, nobody else. But Matt Nagy is now the offensive coordinator for the New York Giants, and somewhere in Philadelphia and somewhere in Dallas and somewhere in Washington, there's a lot of people going, woo, woo.
Yeah, that's not untrue.
Oh, yeah. Look, is he the greatest hire ever? No. Is he a competent hire? Maybe.
Probably.
But if I'm a Giants fan and you originally sold me on Todd Monken coming over here because we saw Todd Monken did Lamar Jackson one of his best years and one of his 2 MVP years under Todd Monken. I think Giant fans are pretty excited about that.
Yep.
Kind of like, Harbaugh getting the band back together. And while they all have connections to Andy Reid, to be fair, so it's somewhat incestuous here, Matt Nagy's the guy, quite famously, that encouraged the Chicago Bears to move up in the draft and take Mitch Trubisky over a guy named, let me think, what was that guy's name again that he didn't want because he thought Mitchell Trubisky was going to be, that's right, I know, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
That's your offensive coordinator now if you're a New York Giant fan. Now, he's not the general manager.
No.
He doesn't get to pick players anymore, but he's got a voice in the room.
He does.
He's also the guy that you now trust to create a Hall of Fame career out of Jackson Dart. And what did he do with Justin Fields? Nothing. What did he do with Mitchell Trubisky? Nothing. What did he do with Andy Dalton? Nothing. Yeah. The guy went 3 straight years as the head coach of the NFL at 2019, 20, and 21, where they were 20th or worse in every offensive passing stat in the NFL.
Yeah.
But congratulations, Giants. That's your guy.
Well, and the Chiefs.
Hold me back. I'm coming. Oh, it's fine.
and the Chiefs didn't want him back, more important.
Of course the Chiefs didn't want him back.
Even though Andy Reid calls the plays, Andy Reid does collaborate when doing the game plan. And the Chiefs' offense has regressed, so they went and brought that old thing back in
Eric Bieniemy, who's unhireable by every other team in football.
But they like him, and they
yes,
go,
they do.
hey, Matt, best of luck. Now, for Matt, he wants to call plays, and he will be able to call plays.
He is going to run the offense in New York. That's a fact because Harbaugh is your CEO type coach.
Yep.
So you have one guy runs the defense, one guy runs the offense, and Harbaugh just has his fingers into all of it as he should.
Yeah.
I mean that's 19 years in the NFL. He's earned that right.
Yep.
And that's what he does. Don't forget. He's a special teams guy.
That's where it started. Right, that's where it started.
But he has been one of the leaders of I need a CEO, head coach type figures.
Right. And Tomlin is another example of those guys.
Yeah.
He was a
Tomlin,
linebacker.
of course, was a defensive coordinator for 1 year in Minnesota.
Right.
But when he went and got the job in Pittsburgh, he recognized I'd be better overseeing other guys.
Right.
And obviously I have more of an input on defense and offense because that's my background. But yes, that has worked.
Yeah,
Yes.
so we've seen this work. The issue I have is it seemed like the Giants didn't button things up. And what I mean is there were a lot of other names circulating that got the fans excited. So
one in particular, but go ahead.
Yeah, when you have other names and then this happens so quickly, because this was literally yesterday where the names were floating around like Kingsbury, and that's why I don't like how the Giants handled this. They got fans' expectations too high, and now they're going to be low. Now, it won't matter if they win, but for now, it's a bit of a PR thing.
I think fans would have been a little bit happier about Cliff Kingsbury.
I think so.
But I don't think Giant fans would have been like, woohoo, got our guy. Because I think Todd Monken's the guy they wanted because they saw the success, that an athletic running quarterback first kind of had with Lamar Jackson. But in my opinion, and it's merely my opinion, and it'll play out in the dust here, I think Cliff Kingsbury was the perfect choice. Because I saw what Cliff Kingsbury did in the first couple years of Kyler Murray's career. He was fantastic. I saw what Cliff Kingsbury did in Jaden Daniels' rookie season. He was fantastic. Obviously, year 2 not as good, but the guy was hurt the entire year. So if I'm a Giants fan, there's a guy who didn't just have the title and name only. He was the legitimate play caller or the head coach when you're speaking about Arizona. And that guy is a fantastic coach for a young athletic quarterback. To me, Cliff Kingsbury fell into their laps. And I can't figure out why they didn't take him.
Well, how about the flip side of this, though?
Go ahead.
No one has taken them so far.
How many was seven?
I think there's seven
more
now
jobs.
Seattle and the Rams both lost their OC. But here's the thing.
6-7. Yeah, I did it.
He's not going to take the Rams job, though, because Kingsbury wants to run the offense, and obviously the head coach calls plays there.
That, right?
So that one's checked off.
Yeah.
So really, the question is, if the Giants didn't hire him and no one else has, is there a chance that there's something that we don't know about that's precluding him from getting hired?
Look, I'm still trying to figure out why he left Washington without a job in his back pocket. I thought he left Washington, and as that story goes, he wanted out of Washington, and they were happy to oblige him. But I always assumed, shame on me for assuming, that you leave a coordinator job with a badass quarterback, assuming Jaden's going to be healthy this year, of course, after being the offensive rookie of the year and taking the Washington Redskins, or what do they call Commandos, Navy SEALs, whatever they're called, to an NFC Championship game in year 1. I would have thought that Cliff Kingsbury would have been gobbled up as a head coach right away. So all the head coaching jobs are gone.
Right.
And he's not black. So it's got to be some other reason why he didn't get a head coaching job, since no black men did. As we know. But I'm with you. Why hasn't Cliff Kingsbury gotten an offensive coordinator job yet? Now, there's 2 aspects to that. The one thing you could look at is maybe the Giants dodged a bullet. Maybe the Giants know something that every other team knows, and you and I just don't know about it.
Right, maybe.
That's certainly a possibility. I can't discount that. But the flip side is, just because teams don't hire a guy doesn't mean the guy's not really good at what he does.
That's true.
Like we've seen that in the minority lack of hiring.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of black dudes in the NFL that, if given the opportunity, would be fantastic coordinators and or head coaches.
Right.
Maybe Cliff Kingsbury, one of those guys.
It's very possible.
Maybe the fact that he's got some weird relationship with that hot model girlfriend of his, who I think left him in Guam or something. Maybe that's part of it. I don't know. But I do not think, and I'm going to get killed all day today because, I'm the only guy on a podcast or on the radio that is honest with Giants fans.
Yeah.
I'm not a cheerleader. I can't play that role. Mm-hmm. But if I'm a Giants fan, like, am I singing Dixie and doing somersaults? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think you might be disappointed.
But you know
the word I just came up with.
But
just the word I came up with.
You know how this could work out, though, for other New York fans? Looking at some of these openings,
yeah,
the Jets now become maybe the favorites to get him.
To get Cliff Kingsbury.
Yes, because he's not taking the Steelers' job because that's an offensive coach who may call plays because he did it in Dallas. He's not going to take that
That's Mike
job.
McCarthy, right?
Right. The Raiders we don't know about. With the Giants got filled.
Boy, the Raiders would be an interesting job for with a young quarterback Mendoza going there. If I'm the Raiders,
Could be.
I would like that a lot.
The Bears, theirs is vacant, but again, the head coach calls plays. He's not going to take that job. So, and the Rams.
I think that'd be a great job for him also.
Right, but he's not going to take it.
I know
because,
he's not. Yeah.
And he's not going to take the Rams
it's a figurehead
job.
title only.
And the same thing with the Rams.
Yeah, so what's left?
So you have like Arizona, the Raiders, and the Jets. There's really only 3 he could take.
By the way, I would take him as a Jet fan. I take him for 2 reasons. One, I don't currently have a quarterback, so whoever my quarterback is, I need that guy to help that quarterback out.
Whoever it is.
Whether it's a veteran old-timer like your Kirk Cousins, who I don't want, or it's a Malik Willis, who's still relatively young, who I'd like to see with a great quarterback coach. That guy might become a legitimate quarterback in the league.
He has a lot of tools.
That's obviously a stretch today.
But he has a lot of tools to where...
He played great this past year.
Yeah, he has a lot of tools.
Yeah, but let's not kid ourselves. The Jets is not a great destination.
It's not, but if you want a job, again, it's getting slim because he wants to run his offense.
And then the second part of that, from a Jet perspective, would be, since none of us are sold on Aaron Glenn ever figuring it out, now I've got a head coach in waiting. Fair enough? And I'm going to draft a quarterback next year anyway.
And you have a lot of picks if you're the
I'm
Jets.
a Kingsbury guy. I've been a Lane Kiffin guy. I've been a Kingsbury guy. And I just sit back and watch all the dominoes fall. Dominoes. And I'm like, once again, I was right. I don't know how it happens. It's just like a weird gift I have. It's like golf. I just happen to be good with it.
You got to get on a bus. Then you got to get to the hotel, all right? You got to check into your room. You got to go through all this crap. It's like, yeah, it's done for you, but it's still not like you're still sitting there. You're still in traffic. Yeah, you're still like, it's still 2 a.m. You still want to be in bed, right? You're like, oh my God, I'm on some highway in Calgary right now. It's 3:30 in the morning, and we're playing against the Canucks tomorrow, right? Like, it's not as smooth as people always think.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
If there's more revenue for the league, there's more revenue for the players, and that would make it saleable. So they may have objections. Certainly there's more risk of injury the longer the season goes. But, these guys, their careers are short. The money is good. Money would be better. So I wouldn't bet against the league expanding sooner rather than later.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
His wife and his kids were like, I kind of like this. This kind of works out for me. Hey, Daddy's a celebrity again, so I get access to things. Daddy's making money again. Hadn't made a nickel in the last 5 years. Now he's made a lot of money, so I'm sure they're good. But all of a sudden, the prospect of Daddy being away, like, he ain't cheating on you in Buffalo, I can tell you that. I live there.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Marshall's a tough environment, though. Marshall's that sneaky road trip, in my opinion, and this has been like a decade long that Marshall's been fire at home and terrible on the road. That's a dangerous road game, but if you look at, there's no return game with Kent State. There's no return game with Akron. Maybe when they go to UMass with Frank Martin being such a good coach, he could really take teams out of their rhythm. But I think there's a case that they could be undefeated in the regular season.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Hi, welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Tyron Johnson here as well. The other big NFL news as we came in this morning, and I'm absolutely shocked by this one, maybe even more so than the news that came out last week, but Robert Kraft did not make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I had convinced myself over and over again that Robert Kraft was a guaranteed lock to get in, and he just kind of poisoned the punch there to make sure he didn't get in at the same time as Bill Belichick. Now, I believe that's still true. I believe Robert Kraft did not want to go in at the same time as Bill Belichick. And I think Robert Kraft's been trying to get into the Hall of Fame for the better part of a decade now. There you see him with Eli Manning and Jordan Hutton and Bill Belichick all watching the Hall of Fame ceremonies with binoculars from the bushes.
Yeah.
Because if they don't buy a ticket, they can't get in. To the Hall of Fame. But here's what's weird about it. And I was giving this a lot of thought when the news broke a couple hours ago. It's Belichick, it's Kraft, and then it's the three old-time players.
Yes.
Kenny Anderson, L.C. Greenwood, and Roger Craig.
Yes.
All right? I think it's weird that they couple the five people together because then you're making voters choose between contributors to the sport, as what Kraft is, a coach of the sport, what Belichick is, and three men that played the sport.
Right.
And I think there's got to be a line that separates the men that played the sport versus the men that contributed to the sport.
Yeah.
Because no disrespect at all to Roger Craig, L.C. Greenwood, or to botching a loop there from Cincinnati, Kenny Anderson. The reason they're not currently in the Hall of Fame, and it seems like at least one or two of them are now going to get in, if not all three, is because they were not lock choices for the Hall of Fame. Their careers, while really, really good in their own right, were not a guaranteed that's a Hall of Fame career. That guy was the best quarterback for a decade. That guy was the best running back. You follow me?
Yeah.
So while their careers warrant conversation about being in the Hall of Fame, none of us would say they're lock Hall of Famers. And the flip side is true when it comes to Kraft and Belichick. Robert Kraft is now the all-time winningest owner in the history of the NFL from a Super Bowl standpoint. Right? Bill Belichick, the all-time winningest Super Bowl coach and second in wins in the history of the NFL. No one has ever said publicly that Belichick and Kraft do not deserve one day to be in the Hall of Fame. But everybody has questioned whether or not the careers, as good as they were, of Kenny Anderson, Roger Craig, and L.C. Greenwood were bona fide Hall of Fame careers. So what's interesting about putting the five men together is that the two guys that nobody argues are absolute bona fide Hall of Famers are not getting in. And at least one, maybe two, maybe all three of the players who are not bona fide Hall of Famers are going to get in. And that seems to be off to me.
I get it, but Kraft, this is his first time being a finalist.
Yes.
For this.
Which is also crazy.
But it shows you that to the voters, not to the public, but to the Hall of Fame voters, he was far from a lock because he's been eligible for a long time.
But here's the problem with that. I'm not arguing with what you're saying. The problem with that is Jerry Jones got into the Hall of Fame in 2017.
Yeah.
Essentially a decade ago.
Right.
Robert Kraft is twice the owner. If you're judging an owner on success, that Jerry Jones is. Now, Jerry Jones is larger than life. Jerry Jones helped to make a lot more money, but Kraft's on every committee that Jones is on. And those two guys, to be fair, are the two most powerful owners in the NFL going on 2+ decades.
Yes.
So how do you explain to me that Jerry Jones became a Hall of Famer almost a decade ago, and Robert Kraft is now a first-time finalist and is not in? That doesn't make sense.
What it means is, at the end of the day, that the voters, similar to black coaches, it's the cheating thing, and it's not necessarily when it comes to that football merit.
Well, is it supposed to be?
I don't know. Because in the language, they do put certain integrity things in the Hall of Fame language. And there were some writers that came out, the ones that talked about Belichick, that said the cheating shows that he had no integrity.
Okay, hang on, stop right there. Eddie DeBartolo Jr., who is disgraced as the owner of San Francisco 49ers and made to step down, is in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Ralph Wilson, the longtime owner of the Buffalo Bills when Marv Levy was their coach. They went to 4 straight Super Bowls, have 0 Super Bowl wins, and he was a very nice man, but Ralph Wilson is in the Hall of Fame. Al Davis, obviously larger-than-life figure, was for a lot of people the face of the NFL, well-deserving.
Did win Super Bowls.
Yes, and he's well-deserving of being in the Hall of Fame. Pat Bowlen, unfortunately, later in life, had dementia. But the owner of the Denver Broncos for many, many years has Super Bowl championships, but not as many as Kraft.
Not as
and
many as
he's
Kraft.
in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Now, he got in, I think, before his death because he had dementia, unfortunately. You know, his final years were not great. But those guys are in.
They are in. Now, in the case of if Kraft was to sell the team, maybe he then gets in. But we do know that he cheated, and we also know that Belichick cheated. So should that keep him out? In my opinion,
But no one's saying they didn't vote for him because they cheated.
No, they're not saying
Right?
that. Well, they're not, but they're not really giving a reason on Kraft.
The only two of the voters I've seen, maybe it's more, came out and said why they didn't vote for him. And they said, I'm limited to 3 votes.
Yeah.
And I will always pick a player over a coach or an owner.
Right.
By the way, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because that's the guy saying, I'm not afraid of you knowing who I picked. I'm going to tell you why I picked him.
The other part that I have a issue with is fans, though, take the physicality of football for granted a little bit.
I think it's probably fair.
They're the ones out there risking their bodies and their brains. While the coaches, as much as they have to do with it, and the owners for sure, they're safe as hell.
Yeah, but to me, I hear what you're saying.
They're safe as hell.
But I don't put those guys in the Hall of Fame over a coach or an owner just because they're the ones that are putting,
I wouldn't put a
their
mediocre
wellness in harm's way.
But if you ask me, who deserves it more, Tom Brady, Belichick, or Kraft? To me, by a wide margin, it would be Brady.
You go by a wide margin?
By a huge margin. He's the one
I don't
actually
think so.
taking the hits. Then Belichick, then Kraft.
I
That's
think,
the order
I
for
think
me.
the owner would go last. You and I are lockstep on the owner. I think if you go player, coach, and owner,
got to be Brady.
I agree 100%. The owner's got to go last. Dude, there's a very small, not a lot, a very small, probably count them on one hand, group of coaches that I think they're more important than any player on their roster. And again, I don't think there's 6 of those guys. I think in the modern era, I'm trying to think top of my head. I think Bill Walsh is one of those guys.
Okay.
I think Bill Parcells is one of those guys. I think Bill Belichick is one of those guys.
That was proven wrong, Craig.
Hang on a second.
But that was proven wrong, though, Craig. It was proven wrong.
It was not proven wrong.
It was proven wrong.
Tom Brady winning 1 Super Bowl in Tampa does not
It
disprove.
absolutely disproves.
No, it does
and he
not.
led the league in passing
That
without
team,
Belichick.
That team was
in
loaded.
Addition to,
that was a loaded team.
Oh, so now it's
loaded
teammates.
team.
It wasn't him.
I'm processing. I'm going to process.
Heads or tails? Over or under? Seahawks, Patriots. Don't stress. SportsGrid breaks it all down.
They are locks.
We can capitalize. We're going to see a ton of over money.
Props, expert guests, and smart insight leading up to the big game.
Oh my God, if Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl.
Only on SportsGrid.
They're just unblemished everywhere. They dominate you defensively, and they have offensive balance. They force turnovers and control the glass. Let's put it to you like this. UConn isn't just undefeated. They're a tyrant over the women's basketball landscape. March won't expose them much as they will confirm their invincibility.
College basketball today. Only on SportsGrid.
Can USA overtake Canada and get that gold, Joe?
Absolutely, they can here. And ultimately, it feels like that is the 2-horse race. And I think ultimately, Canadians don't really care if their team competes in the luge or the bobsled, Donnie, or anything else. They just want that gold when it comes to ice hockey. And that is the only thing that's going to matter there.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Drake May and Sam Darnold here and again. Getting out of Stidham, which who knows what that have brought to the Super Bowl. But at least we get a young quarterback in Drake May looking to stamp his claim to, yeah, Tom Brady was great for this organization. Let me see if I can run a couple championships up the flagpole early in my career. And then there's Sam Darnold at this point, where he's getting other general managers fired while he's making his run to the Super Bowl. He's been nothing short of really, really good this season.
Pro Football Today. Only on SportsGrid.
You know, it's funny when you have producers that are old and out of touch. So one of our producers just said in my ear, hey, breaking news, Puka Nacua is jumping out of a plane with Elvis Presley and Sydney Sweeney tomorrow.
Elvis
and
Presley.
I'm like, come on, man. Like, Come on.
Come on. Just anything.
Come on now. I know Puka Nacua shot his shot publicly.
Yeah.
At Sydney Sweeney. By the way, well played, sir. Well played. Like Travis Kelce shot a shot at Taylor Swift, and now he's getting married.
Yeah.
And he don't have to work for the rest of his life. And everyone just fawns at him and his brother and throws money their way because of the possibility that maybe Taylor Swift will show up one day and say, hi. Yeah. So I will tell you now as a fact, while Puka Nacua did shoot his shot to try to get a date with Sydney Sweeney, who I don't even know if she's single or not. She's got a great rack, I'll tell you that.
She is not.
She's not single?
No.
I think she is single.
She's not single.
I'm pretty sure she's single.
She's not
she
single.
was engaged. She broke off the engagement.
Nah, she's got a boyfriend.
Oh,
It doesn't
she's got a
change.
boyfriend?
Anything you think about the rack stays, but put that to the side. She's not available.
Who's the boyfriend?
He's not famous.
Is he wealthy?
I'm sure he is.
Is he good looking? Is he rich?
And here's the thing.
Is he an actor?
Puka's not really
Puka's
wealthy
a
yet.
dumbbell.
And he's not that smart. The other part is he's in Los Angeles. Why not shoot your shot in person? See, it was different with Kelce.
Because that's called stalking.
No, it's not stalking.
Yeah, I think it is.
You don't think he'll get invited to an event in Los Angeles that he can see her at?
That's called stalking.
That's not stalking.
Tyrone, it's called stalking.
No, it's not.
You can't just start showing up where the girl's at.
What are you talking about?
That's called
It's a public
stalking.
event. You get an invite.
No.
You have your agent
Let me
get you
tell
an
you something.
invite.
If I know that dude wants to hook up with me, and all of a sudden he shows up at every event I'm at,
he can't do that
I'm
now.
calling a PO.
Rather than on Twitter, you're in Los Angeles, get an invite to a red carpet event, and shoot your shot in person.
No.
Like a man.
No.
Not on Twitter.
No. And I agree with the Twitter thing, like man up and have some stones and ask somebody in person.
Right. Travis Kelce couldn't. He's in Kansas City. She's not coming to Kansas City.
Travis Kelce went to a Taylor Swift concert and tried to give her a friendship bracelet. Shut up.
It worked.
And then had
it worked.
Carissa Thompson and Aaron Andrews put a phone call in for him because I guess they're friendly with her.
Oh, there you go.
So whatever. So that wasn't the old way either, right?
Wait a minute. Having a friend call a girl is the old
I'm
school
saying
way.
go to a concert with a friendship bracelet, going online saying, I brought her a friendship bracelet, but she didn't even know I was there.
That part's late.
Oh, Aaron and Carissa, can you please help me? That's old school.
Yeah, that part's old school.
The first part ain't old school
Not
at
old
all.
school at all.
No,
Not at all.
shaving your back is old school. Because that dude, you ever see that dude at the beach?
Wolfman.
That dude is a full-on wolfman.
Yeah, full
And there ain't nothing worse than back hair on a dude.
You know,
I've been with a lot of guys that got back hair. Ugh, it's
do
disgusting.
people still use Nair?
Yeah. I know, because it smells bad.
No, apparently they changed the smell.
Oh, I don't know.
But
when I shave my stuff, I use a manscaping razor.
What?
And then I use a, what do I call it? Face razor.
You use wait a minute. You use a straight razor or like a Bic or whatever Gillette.
I take an electric. It's called. Who gave it to me? Manscaped. Isn't that the name of the company?
Yeah, that's right. Manscaped.
Yeah. So I manscape.
That's a company.
And then you got a couple of those little ones you got to take care of without the manscaper. You take. I
have a Norelco.
Not a Bic. You take a. What's that brand?
I don't know. I don't know. I use the Ralco.
No, I don't care. On my face, I can't. Because I'll get the bumps. What's it called?
He says it's not Harry.
Not Harry's. Who does Harry's compete with? It's got the blue strip, 8 blades.
That's Gillette, the best a man can get.
Yeah, dude, I'm a Gillette man.
Yeah, Gillette.
Because that's the best a man can get.
People still using Gillette?
I use Gillette 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. All right. I do a Gillette. Gillette's the best. It's got a little battery in there. It vibrates when you shave. I don't use shaving cream. I go bareback on that.
No, you got to be careful with that.
I go bareback.
You're not a young man anymore. You got to be careful.
I'm good. Got
to be careful.
I tell you one thing.
I mean, you just turned, 41?
43.
On your birthday. You got to be careful.
I tell you what. I've been in my lifetime a couple times, not a lot, to one of them old school barbers with the straight edge.
Yeah.
So the last time I went, I was in Indianapolis during a Super Bowl. And I go in there, and they put like the hot, wet cloth on your face to open your pores up, and it's all you sitting back, you talk about girls and about sports, and you drink a little Grandma, and you spend some Courvoisier, and you're having a good time.
They got booze at yours?
Oh yeah, yeah. But I have Tourette's, and I have restless leg syndrome that comes along with it. So when I sleep, a lot of times I jerk.
Yeah.
My body jerks. So the guy's got the straight edge.
Yeah, be careful.
Near my throat, because he was getting the underside.
Yeah.
And I jerk. and damn near cut my jugular. That's the last time I ever got a straight edge razor.
I mean, you a millimeter from death.
Millimeter away from death.
From death. You can't have
bleeding
that.
out in the chair.
Yeah, that's no good now.
Yeah,
that's
which
no
means
good.
the last thing I would have done in my life was have a big gulp of Grand Marnier. That's it. That's
how you want to go out
I
anyway.
would have died. No, I want to go out with Grand Marnier and something in between my face. Or my face in between something.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah.
Does she know that?
Oh, no, she's well aware.
Okay.
So if I start having a heart attack, she's jumping on top.
I'll go to my grave convinced, by the way, if Sean Payton takes the field goal and goes up 10-0, maybe that's a totally different game and Denver's playing this weekend instead. So I'm not trying to bash New England. They obviously are a very good team. I just don't think they're a great team, and I felt like the winner of the NFC title game was going to win the Super Bowl. So I still feel, as we're days leading up to this game, I still feel like that's the case.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
David Tyree.
Oh, wow.
The 2008 Giants win against the New England Patriots, and the Tyree catch of the Plaxico Burress game-winning touchdown. That was the only other time in Super Bowl history where the betting public won money.
Wow.
How about that?
Wow.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
He completed a pool bank shot at just 2 years and 302 days. His achievements make him one of the youngest double record holders ever. So let me summarize this for you without reading. He's 2 years old, and he's really good at pool. I mean, that is crazy. 2 years old! How is he doing this? I have no idea. So I guess we got to start training our youngsters to play pool. Okay, fair enough.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid. Heads or tails? Over or under? Seahawks, Patriots. Don't stress. SportsGrid breaks it all down.
They are locks.
We can capitalize.
We're going to see a ton of over money.
Props, expert guests, and smart insight leading up to the big game.
Oh my God, if Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl.
Only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. You may have heard that the NFL is going to take its game more global than it ever has before.
Yeah.
In addition to going back to Brazil and obviously the England games.
3 of them.
We're also going to be going to Australia.
Australia for the
and I
first time.
believe there's going to be a game in France.
In France.
Did I see that right, too?
And Madrid, Spain.
And Spain. Well, Spain they've done once before.
Yeah.
Right, there's Trevor Lawrence, by the way, enjoying himself in all the different cities. So it looks like we've got...
They're back to Munich again.
Germany. I don't think... Is it Rio? I thought it was Sao Paulo.
It's Sao Paulo.
It's not. It's not Rio. It's Sao Paulo.
Yeah, Sao Paulo. Yeah, that's right.
I'm being told it is Rio. I'm thinking it's Sao Paulo.
Well, they've been to Sao Paulo. Maybe they're going to Rio New.
Yeah, I want to go to Rio
would be
too
good.
because they got the Jesus statue out there.
Yeah.
I want to go see that for myself.
What's that? Christ the Redeemer? It's called?
I don't know which. It's not Jesus?
I thought it was called Christ the Redeemer.
It's a really big one, like up in the mountain.
Yeah, it's one of the 7 wonders of the world.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's one of the 7? That's not one of the 7
I believe the name of it is
Christ the Redeemer.
I believe.
I don't think that's one of the 7 wonders of the world, though, dude.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Because I watched the show where somebody went to all of them and they went there.
The Grand Canyon is one of the 7 wonders of the world.
That's the ancient world, I think.
So here, I don't think it is because...
It is a wonder of the world.
I'm going to look it up for myself.
I'm telling you, this is...
No. Hang on. Everybody relax. Everybody relax. When we all grew up, I grew up
at a different time than you.
We grew up with Encyclopedia Britannicas that told us there were 7 wonders of the world.
Yeah,
correct?
Taj Mahal.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
the
you have
modern ones.
You have the Great Pyramid in Giza.
No.
How could you say the pyramid's not
It
a
is
7
one of
wonder?
them, but it's not one of the newer ones.
Well, hold on. You can't have new ones.
That's the ancient one.
You could make an 8th one and a 9th one.
We do have it. These are legitimate.
No.
See, this is the thing.
This is bullcrap.
Now we're wasting time with you just not acknowledging that I knew.
This is bullcrap.
I knew. You should just move on. Give me a little credit, and we can just move on to sports.
When I grew up,
we were right there with sports.
The 7 wonders of the world were whatever they were. If you're adding new ones, then that's got to become 8, 9, 10, 11. You can't have 7 new ones.
You just have new ones.
No, I'm sorry. I have to vociferously disagree with that commentary.
Okay.
Now, if you want to add one, fine. That becomes 8. But there are 7 wonders of the world.
They added 7 modern ones. They have a whole new list. They said, "Here's the gift. We're scrapping that list. Here's a new list," and that's not a new list. It's still an old list. It's the list I saw when I was young, and it included Christ the Redeemer. The Taj Mahal was in that piece.
What about the pyramids? Not there?
They had different pyramids. I believe they had the ones in Mexico.
What about the Grand Canyon?
No.
That's not one of the great wonders of the world?
It was not.
It's always been.
Because it's not man-made.
Correct.
Right, so these are about things that people did.
So it's a new list.
Yes,
but
that's what we said.
It's not 7 wonders of the world.
Yes, it is.
If you want to say these are the 7 greatest things that man made, that's a whole different type of list.
Was the Great Wall of China on your list?
I would say the microwave, the wheel.
The wheel?
The air conditioner.
The wheel is mad old. The wheel is super old.
Is
you can put the microwave and the wheel on the same list?
These are 7 of the
So you put the iPhone on the list?
That's a good question.
You probably should.
Because a phone existed before the iPhone. Yeah.
Yeah, but the iPhone, it made it a computer.
Okay, I would put the atomic bomb on the list. Man-made.
The atomic bomb?
Yeah. Yeah, the Grand Canyon's not man-made. Which is what the Niagara Falls, not man-made.
Yeah, I know.
These are 2 of the 7 wonders of the world.
Right.
The Sphinx. I don't know who made it. One of the 7 wonders of the world.
People made it, not aliens.
No, you don't know who made that.
And here's the worst part. You know what? People ain't slick, okay? That's a black man, and they didn't like it, so Napoleon shot his nose off because everybody saw that black nose. They showed up to Egypt and go, "What the hell's going on? You mean to tell me the guy in charge was black?" You go, "What do you mean? He was Egyptian. Look at that nose." His nose looked like Michael Jackson's original nose. So then Napoleon got mad and shot the whole nose off so you could act like it was a lighter-skinned person. He almost had a Jerry curl originally.
Yeah.
Messed up. That's a messed up thing. I'm on to y'all.
He shot the nose off the guy that did it, or he shot the nose off the actual Sphinx?
Off the actual Sphinx, because he didn't like the nose. The nose was too ethnic. He wanted, it's going to look just like me. Not like you, Napoleon, like me, Napoleon.
The day after this, I was trying to get to the day after the NFL announced that it was going to play in France. There was an incident yesterday in Toulouse, France. 24-year-old man was admitted to the emergency room. He had what authorities are describing as a World War I era artillery shell about 8 inches long in his rectum.
Now, come on.
The hospital was partially evacuated.
Look, we have a footage of it. Footage of it.
It's right there. Yeah. The hospital was partially evacuated, and police and firefighters swarmed the scene. Bomb disposal experts were called in and had to determine the risk of explosion. They decided that risk was low, and they extricated it from the gentleman's anus. It was a 35-minute long procedure to do that, and they're saying that the bomb or the explosive device was not in danger of detonating, and now they're deciding whether or not to prosecute.
You better prosecute them. Now, I don't like to yuck people's yum. All right? And you said it was, 8 inches?
Yeah.
Now, if you want to put 8 inches there, you do that on your own time. All right? You don't put munitions up there and cause an evacuation. You got to charge that person, okay? So I don't like to yuck people's yum. If that's what you're into, fine.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
8 inches can go there any other time.
Not with an explosive.
Not with explosives.
Especially
also,
from World War I.
Why would you grab something that probably was from a museum or something?
Yeah, it's valuable too, I bet.
Yeah, not anymore. It's not.
Yeah, no.
Not anymore. It's not. It's covered. It's covered. It's covered.
Might be more valuable now, some people might say. But, here's the weird thing. And this is one of the reasons I'm not a Goodell guy.
Yeah.
So, Roger Goodell.
Yeah.
Roger Goodell said in his State of the Union press conference yesterday, and this is just flat out lies, and that's why you don't like the man.
Yeah.
He came out and said, I interviewed and talked to a lot of active players who told me they love the international games. Man, I've never heard a player.
No player.
Talk about they love the cities. Sure,
Yeah.
I get that. But I've never seen a player or coach say, man, I can't wait to travel halfway across the globe to play in a regular season football game, which is going to screw my team up for the next 3 weeks.
Never.
I've never seen that.
Never once.
And I'm trying to figure out how they do the Australia game.
They bye week after.
You have to have a bye week after, right?
Because they're ahead. So when they're playing on Sunday, let's say, it's still Saturday here if the game's Sunday.
No, I think it's the opposite.
No, I think
right?
they're ahead of us. I think it's already Wednesday there.
Siri, what time is it in Australia?
It's Wednesday in Australia.
I'm going to find out right now for you.
All
Give you an
right,
answer. It's tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's 3:40 in the morning in Australia on Wednesday.
It's already Wednesday.
So play that out. So if we want a game,
they'll play Monday in Australia for it to be Sunday here.
Right. They'd have to play Monday there, and the clock will be all messed up.
Fly all the way back.
Yes.
And then get ready. It's impossible.
Yeah, so
They
that's
have
a
to have
guaranteed bye week.
Has to be.
So your team's
it's a bad
gonna
idea.
Go to Australia. It's going to piss you off because whatever time of day it is, you're going to have to watch that game. I mean, I don't know. Whatever time it is, it's gonna throw you off. Is what it's gonna do.
Yeah.
And then your team's gonna be all tired from the trip.
Right.
And they're gonna have a bye week, and you're gonna be like, these 2 weeks sucked because I had to get up at 2:00 in the morning to watch one game, and they don't play next week.
Right.
And I respect the fact we're on SportsGrid Global. I understand the financial positives of that.
Mm-hmm.
But man, it's the American game, guys. It is. Like, if you want to do something cool and ultimately you want to add an 18th week of games, which I'm for because I don't like preseason football. I like games that matter. I don't think we have to take these games to foreign countries that are that far away or places that you and I, the average American, will probably never go to.
Right.
But what I would sign up for, if you want to do a neutral site game and you want to take an NFL game, let's say to Michigan Stadium.
Okay.
If you want to take an NFL game to the Rose Bowl.
100,000 people.
Yes.
Things like that.
Yeah, if you want to take an NFL game to
Happy Valley. Well, I know you don't like Penn State.
Yeah, but whatever. Take
that's
it to Penn State. Why not?
Happy Valley, yeah. And do Eagles Steelers there.
Yeah. Play a game between the hedges. You're down in Georgia. That to me would be interesting.
That would be interesting.
And you have 80,000 plus people there watching an NFL game on a college campus.
That's cool.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I would sign up for that more than getting on a plane and going to France. I don't like that.
Heads or tails? Over or under? Seahawks, Patriots. Don't stress. SportsGrid breaks it all down.
They are locks.
We can capitalize.
We're going to see a ton of over money.
Props, expert guests, and smart insight leading up to the big game.
Oh my God, if Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl.
Only on SportsGrid.
They're just unblemished everywhere. They dominate you defensively, and they have offensive balance. They force turnovers and control the glass. Let's put it to you like this. UConn isn't just undefeated. They're a tyrant over the women's basketball landscape. March won't expose them much as they will confirm their invincibility.
College basketball today. Only on SportsGrid.
Can USA overtake Canada and get that gold, Joe?
Absolutely, they can here. And ultimately, it feels like that is the two-horse race. And I think ultimately, Canadians don't really care if their team competes in the luge or the bobsled, Donnie, or anything else. They just want that gold when it comes to ice hockey. And that is the only thing that's going to matter there.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Drake May and Sam Darnold here and again. Getting out of Stidham, which who knows what that have brought to the Super Bowl. But at least we get a young quarterback in Drake May looking to stamp his claim to, Tom Brady was great for this organization. Let me see if I can run a couple championships up the flagpole early in my career. And then there's Sam Darnold at this point, where he's getting other general managers fired while he's making his run to the Super Bowl. He's been nothing short of really, really good this season.
Pro Football Today. Only on SportsGrid.
Hi, welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. My main man, Tyrone Johnson here as well. Many of you that watch shows like this and are big sports fans are aware now of the fastly growing predictive markets, which is basically just unregulated gambling.
Yeah.
Companies like Kalshi and Polymarket and Robinhood and now all the mainstream books like your FanDuel, DraftKings, BetMGM, Fanatics, etc., are also now dipping their entire foot into the predictive market segment because it's a $1 billion plus market. And you don't need to be regulated like you are in the real gambling world. So for the, I guess, 11 or 12 states that don't allow legalized wagering, like California, like Texas, to name two, you can participate in predictive outcomes on those other sites. Basically, it's like a contract. You're basically just betting on, is this going to happen? Is it not going to happen?
Right.
And people take sides. So all well and good, except here's the problem with it. They've now taken nearly $50 million in predictive wagers, my word, not theirs, on certain phrases and words for the Super Bowl and what other announcers might say. Excuse me. So, for example, you can now make a wager during the Super Bowl at any point. Will any of the announcers utter the phrase tush push? That's something you can wager on.
Right.
All right? And it's not regulated. And here's the problem with it. The problem with it is that if I'm Mike Tirico and I'm the NBC broadcaster, right? Is he? I think he is, right? Isn't Tirico?
Yes.
It's Tirico, right?
Yes, it's NBC this year. Yeah.
Yeah, Tirico, NBC, and Tirico's with Chris Collins, right?
Yeah, because they're sending his son to Alcatraz.
So here's why it's so problematic.
Yeah.
Now, if I wanted to make that wager on a regular sports book, whether that's a bricks and mortar casino or an online one, I can't, because there's a person that lives in this universe that can control the outcome of that wager.
Oh, yeah.
The announcer.
Absolutely.
All right. Meaning the producer, the co-host, the color host, the director. They now have an opportunity to sit down with a play-by-play guy and say, look, it's legal. Nobody can get in any trouble. It's unregulated. I'm going to go bet my life savings that at some point in this game, you will say the phrase tush push.
Right.
Would you do me that solid?
Right.
Why wouldn't you?
Right now.
It's a football term. There's going to be a 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1. Now, all Mike Tirico, and I'm just using his name because he's the announcer. I'm not suggesting he's doing it.
No.
But it's legal because it's not regulated.
Right.
So if you and I are broadcasting the Super Bowl, and I'm not a gambler, but you are, and you say to me, Craig, look, I put $1 million on whether or not you're going to say the phrase tush push.
Yeah.
Do me a solid. Can you say it? And then I can guarantee my kids go to college. I buy my dream vacation home and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I do it?
Of course you do.
It's not illegal.
Right. Right.
Right.
And that's a
and
problem.
There's been almost $50 million now wagered on certain phrases and certain words and to whether or not the announcers during the Super Bowl will utter these words or phrases, and it's legal.
Yeah, see, that's extremely problematic. Now, thinking about it in real time, I feel like Tirico wouldn't do a guy solid. That's just my gut. In that, regardless of the morality, I feel like Tirico wouldn't do a solid, but Collinsworth would. That's my gut that Collinsworth would
I think
do a
they
solid.
both would.
Yeah,
because again, it's legal.
Yeah, it's legal.
You can't go to prison for it.
You cannot.
It's not fraud.
No.
You're not defrauding anyone out of any money. I went in, there's a contract.
Yeah.
You could buy yes, I could buy no, vice versa. And that's the problem with the unregulated predictive wagering market. I can control the outcome of it. Like, no joke, nobody would bet on it. But if I put up on Kalshi today, will Tyrone Johnson say the word blue in the course of our 1-hour podcast? And I go to you and say, Tyrone, I need a favor.
Yeah.
I just need you to say the word blue.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I would do it.
Of course you would
I would
do it.
I take care of my people.
Yeah, why wouldn't you do it?
My gut just said
By the way,
Tirico
it doesn't
would.
hurt you, it doesn't hurt the show, doesn't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but now you could do that for the Super Bowl, and they think by the time the game is played Sunday night, we're looking at $100 million wagered on whether or not the term tush push will be uttered.
Now, are we aware as a society of some of the unintended consequences of this?
Such as?
Well, you're going to have people now unfortunately, people always root for their money. And I think sometimes with certain people, it has ruined sports with certain fans, where they no longer watch games. It's just about the money.
Well, fantasy started that.
Yeah, started it.
Because you root for a player, not a team.
Not a team. And we're getting more and more of that. But now, if you're going to do that in sports, you're going to do it in movies. You're going to do it in a lot of different things. It's concerts, the whole thing, where we're all just gambling all the time.
That's what we're doing.
That's correct. That a comfortable society? Is that a healthy society?
No.
And this is the thing. Sports are sports, the entertainment. But we know with football, it's bigger than that. It just is.
Yes.
It beats church. It's big. It's huge, sports. Are we comfortable setting the tone like this for society where you can wager on everything?
I think it's probably 50-50. There's still a Puritan aspect to a lot of people, depending on where you grew up and your religious things, of course. I think that it's becoming more mainstream every single day. And if these sites are allowed to continue this unregulated wagering, then we will get to there'll be a watershed moment where more than half of Americans are gambling every single day of the week. Right. I think we're going in that direction. I'll give you an example, why this is an issue. Look, it's typically been, every state's, Congress is allowed to dictate what's allowed in that state. So, for example, in the state of New Jersey, you are not allowed to wager on the Oscars.
Right.
Because there are people that know the outcome prior to it being announced. Of course. That's one of the reasons behind it.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to wager on the outcome of a presidential election. In the state of New York, you are. Because the politicians in New York said, it's really based on greed.
Right.
They wanted people from Jersey coming across the river to New York to bet on those things because they can't bet on those things in New Jersey.
Right.
So it's really always greed based, but it's typically been left up to the states. Now, there are 11 or 12 states as we sit here today where they have not legalized online wagering. Texas is one, California is another one. They're the two biggest, right?
Yeah.
But the reality is that with the predictive markets, I could put my feet up in Austin, Texas, or San Francisco, California, and bet on everything I want, and there's not a damn thing the politicians or the police can do to me. That's the problem with it. It's unregulated. And I can now control the outcome of the bet. You see, guys, there's stories every day. Some random guy made 5,000 wagers, made $30 million. He knew the outcome and bet on it. That's what's happening. It ain't right, and it's going to be a problem.
Heads or tails? Over or under? Seahawks, Patriots. Don't stress. SportsGrid breaks it all down.
They are locks.
We can capitalize.
We're going to see a ton of over money.
Props, expert guests, and smart insight leading up to the big game.
Oh my God, if Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl.
Only on SportsGrid.
Stack enough wins to avoid a brutal matchup path, and when Giannis is back full burst, they got to get him back on the floor and back on the floor healthy. The Bucs season won't be defined by the game Giannis misses. It'll be defined whether Milwaukee protects him from himself and gets him back in April if he's still a part of the team.
Pro basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
David Tyree.
Oh, wow.
The 2008 Giants win against the New England Patriots, and the Tyree catch of the Plaxico Burress game-winning touchdown. That was the only other time in Super Bowl history where the betting public won money.
Wow.
How about that?
Wow.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
Couldn't be more wrong. It bothers me to my core. Welcome back. Sorry just having an argument with our producer Ethan. It's I know you want to sound smart and cool when you walk in the streets of New York. It's called a gyro. It's not a. Can I have a gyro?
Well, you see how you rolled that a little bit?
Gyro.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
because the other way you said it was cooler.
Not a gyro.
That sounds cooler though.
No, it's a gyro.
No. What is the proper? The people selling it, because you don't sell them.
Yeah.
The proper people from the Mediterranean that sell them.
Where are we buying them? Am I selling it in Athens, or am I selling it in New York City?
It's a person who's first generation here, though.
You think
from
Greek
Athens.
people are selling gyros?
The Mediterraneans.
Stop. You think Italians are selling meatballs?
Sometimes.
They're all Albanians.
All Albanians, because I don't.
The Albanians have taken over the food world, and they're good at it. Very good at it.
Well, I have no
They're
issues
also
with
tough guys. I don't mess with Albanians.
I don't have any issues with the Albanians.
Yeah.
But
you better not. They'll
are
kill
we
you.
being culturally insensitive? Are you? Not
No.
us. Because us.
The majority of Italian restaurants in this country are run by Albanians. And I want to say something. Wonderful job. The Albanians are dominating the Italian restaurant business. Dominating it. Yeah, they've taken over food in this country, and I'm here for it. So they're good at what they do.
So when I go to a restaurant, I sit down.
Yeah.
Now, this is the person running it. Is it who's cooking it?
Albanians.
Are we sure?
100%.
Sometimes I peek into the kitchen. They're a little darker than Albanians.
Yeah, Albanians.
A little darker.
They're right near Crete. Albanians.
Little browner.
You know the deal about Albanians, right?
No.
You know nothing about Albania?
Why would I?
You want to sing a song with me to learn about it?
Well, I'm not going to.
Albania.
Albania.
You border on the Adriatic.
Oh.
Your land is mostly mountainous, and your chief export is chrome. Now
it's chrome?
Yes, chrome. Now you learned something about Albania.
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it's a true story.
Yeah.
A couple other things in the sports world we need to get to today. Yeah. Justin Jefferson said he's rooting for Sam Darnold and said, essentially, I'm paraphrasing here, we had the dumbest general manager in football, and now I'm not quite sure about my head coach either, because that dude won 14 games here, and we sent him off to go win a Super Bowl. I hope Sam comes through with the trophy.
I mean, that's what he said?
Yeah.
Roughly.
Paraphrase.
Yeah, roughly.
Paraphrasing.
All right.
Number two, an independent arbitrator, a very interesting story, ruled in favor of Terry Rozier, Miami Heat. He's the guy that got caught up in the alleged gambling scandal last year, and said Terry Rozier gets his money.
Yeah.
$26.6 million, his salary for this year, which the NBA was holding back pending the investigation. And an arbitrator said, pay the man his money.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, he reported to play. And you are innocent until proven guilty. So, unfortunately, I mean, that's how it is in America. I know some people say he shouldn't get it. Well, he hasn't been found guilty of anything.
Correct.
Some fans, I saw some fan responses.
There's always going to be people out
he
there
doesn't
saying
deserve the money because blah, blah. Hold on. He's innocent still.
Yeah.
He has not been found guilty of anything. He would be playing basketball right now if it was up to him.
Correct. World Cup parking for games in Los Angeles. There's no lots available, so they've opened up lots that are a mile plus away from SoFi Stadium where the World Cup games are going to be. And they are charging people, how much you think, for a parking lot a mile plus away from the stadium?
Well,
you already know about the ticket prices being crazy.
Yeah. Well, I figure it costs like $50 a lot of times at places now. So let's double that. They're going to charge you $100.
Higher, Bob.
$150.
Higher, Bob.
$200.
Higher, Bob.
$500.
You always go one too high.
One too high?
$250 to $300.
All right.
Yeah, it's like you get tired of guessing.
Yeah.
So it's going to be up to $300 to get a parking spot more than a mile away from the stadium.
Also, a mile. If you have to go in a mile of the right direction around SoFi, you're parking in the hood.
By the way, I didn't think of that.
Oh, yeah, you're in Inglewood up to no good. You must be careful which 1 mile you go.
That's very true.
It's not the same.
That's
not
very
all
true.
miles around that thing.
And I would tell you this, depending on which direction, as Tyrone's saying, you going out there, if a woman who looks strung out has a shopping cart and she's selling fresh melon out of it, buy it.
Yeah, it's going to be delicious. It's going to be so good. It'll be the best melon you ever had.
The White Sox have said that they are now going to honor Frank Thomas with a lot more of their plans for this upcoming year. Maybe not during Black History Month, which they foobarred a couple days ago.
Yeah.
But they recognize that Frank Thomas is arguably their greatest player of all time. and they're going to hook them up. But they did announce, in addition to that, that they're adding bidets to the clubhouse. Matter of fact, there's Frank Thomas right there, enjoying a nice bidet.
You can be mad about that.
Yeah.
You know how many times I had some trouble back then? I'm a big man. You could have bidets for a brother back then?
Yeah.
They're going to send one to his house.
The Big Hurt's got a Toto toilet now. If he does decide to visit the White Sox clubhouse. By the way, I ain't going to lie to you. When I bought my home many years ago, a friend got me a Toto toilet that heats your ass and blows water up it at the same time.
That's a nice
And I'm going to tell you something right now. Like most men, I fought it. And I fought it. And, man, I can't live without it now. I'm your Huckleberry on that. My virginal butt loves it.